Welcome back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids. Now today's video will be a bit different. So obviously when I review NRL players' debuts, normally it's separate videos, but because of the weekend I had being at so many games in round 27 and also just not having the time to really watch the games apart from being at the games I was actually at for like Cowboys, Bulldogs, Roosters, South on Friday and then Manly Sharks on Sunday. So very tough weekend to get videos out apart from the vlogs I did do, so don't worry, content will be going absolutely berserk this week because of Manly being in finals and finals footy being here, so don't worry, the content will be pumping this week, I've got no doubt about that, but just going to get all the debuts from round 27 done and dusted in one video. So bear with me, I'm going to be talking about the debutants from Friday all the way till Saturday because I was 5 last week. So yeah, hope you all enjoy, like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and here we go. Okay, first up on Friday, we've got Tony Sukkar. So now, I'll be completely honest with everyone. I had no chance to watch the Eels versus Tigers game, or the Spoon Bowl in other words, on Friday because, yeah, I was at Roosters and South at a core stadium, so had no time to see Sukkar debut, but all I know is he's a young forward that's come through the Tigers junior systems for a long time now. And yeah, Tigers fans rate him highly because he is one of those good young players that Tigers do have coming through. And saying that, Tigers have a great crop of young kids coming through their system, and I think Tony Sukkar is just one of those few numbers in their junior systems that are definitely going to get more games as the years go on. Tigers already have Kit Lowlee, Jordan Miller, the Fainu boys, Silver, Galvin, the list goes on of how many great youngsters they've got. And I'm sure Tony Sukkar will be one of those young guys that will definitely get a bit more game time next year. So it was good to see him make his debut in the last round of the season. Not a great debut in terms of the way they lost, and what they did earn at the end of that game was the spoon. But first game of many, so he'll be right. And I'm sure Tigers will be okay next year as well with a couple of new signings. And yeah, Tony Sukkar should get a bit more game time next year in first grade for sure. Next up, Nawaqanitawase. So I can actually say his last name, thankfully, but yeah, it wasn't easy at first. But Nawaqanitawase, yeah, so a bit more easier to review his debut just because I was there at the Roosters and South game, and yeah, Roosters too good for the Rabbitohs, winning 36-28. But yeah, I didn't expect Mark to make his debut so early in his career because he only just joined the Roosters a couple of weeks ago on a deal where he could actually come to the club earlier than waiting until next year. So, but I thought for Nawaqanitawase, he played quite well. I'm pretty sure he scored the first try of the game. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone, but he scored a try in the game, and yeah, he played really well. I thought definitely an athlete, and I'm assuming that his jumping skills in the air all come from Union and all the yeah time he's had over there. But I think over time he'll definitely develop into a really good footballer in the NRL because, I mean, look, he's not too far off from obviously being a complete footballer since he's played so much in Union before, but and he's still very young as well, actually, which I was a bit shocked about because I thought he was older. But yeah, I definitely thought he had a great debut on Friday. With Roosters losing Manu to Elite next year, and you know, their backline's definitely looking a bit more decreased with talent leaving. I'm sure Mark Nawaqanitawase will put himself right into contention to be a starting player next year. So great debut by him, and a good win as well on debut for Mark Nawaqanitawase. On to Saturday, we had two debutants in the same game, so I'll review them both. Johnathan Sua, the Bulldogs winger, and also the other winger, Eli Clark. So these two are both juniors that have come through the Bulldogs systems for a while. Obviously, Johnathan Sua came in for, I think, Josh Adokar since he was ruled out late. And then Eli Clark was always in from Tuesday. He replaced Jarrell Skelton, I believe. So, yeah, obviously two young guys that had a bit of pressure on them, especially playing Cowboys who are in red-hot form. And yeah, unfortunately for the Bulldogs and for those two debutants, it wasn't the greatest game to make a debut in, with the Cowboys winning 44 points to 6. And yeah, I was at this game too, so obviously, yeah, it was quite hectic seeing the Cowboys really turn it on away from Townsville, and yeah, they finished 5th for a reason. But yeah, for Johnathan Sua, first of all, I'll start off with for the Bulldogs. Yeah, not a very big frame, but definitely works very hard, ran the ball hard, and seems like a handful to tackle, like, you know, a bit like Lehigh Hopper from Manly, bit of a lankier frame, but definitely runs with all heart and really keeps their ground really well. So I think there's potential in that Johnathan Sua kid. I really do. He's been that junior assistant for a long time now, and I think during the week as well, I saw him wearing like a Bulldogs like 2012 jersey when he was younger. So he's been, you know, supporting the club for a long time too. So yeah, it's always good to see local juniors get the opportunity, and I'm sure Johnathan Sua will get a bit more chances with the Bulldogs in years to come. As for Eli Clark, well, Eli Clark's been at the Bulldogs for about 4 years, I think. That's where I heard from his debut, I guess, video when the players were around him congratulating him. But yeah, Eli Clark, he's more of a, I guess, centre winger, and I think a fullback too, so he can play all across the back line, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I do remember him playing, you know, against the Storm at Belmore in the first week of trials, and scored a try too. And yeah, there's a lot of talk about him and his future in the game. And yeah, Bulldogs fans seem to rate Eli Clark too. And yeah, I thought he tried his best in a tough loss to the Cowboys. You know, very hard to debut in a game like that, especially when the opposite team was on fire the whole game. So yeah, good effort by those two boys. I'm sure this experience will no doubt make them better. And lastly, Arama Hau for the Titans in their loss to the Panthers at Penrith Park. It was renamed for one last time. They lost 18 points to 12. Now look, I again did not get to watch this game because I was still heading home from Cowboys and Dogs and still hanging out for a bit. But from what I heard, he played quite well. Arama Hau, like, obviously wasn't, I guess, too visible in that Titans game, but definitely a player that, well, his backstory is quite interesting, actually. He was in the Super League or overseas for a while playing rugby league there, and his challenge was to come back to Australia a bit more fitter and a bit more ready to go, and yeah, he did just that. And yeah, that's why Titans gave him a lifeline deal to continue training with them. And yeah, I'm sure Des has, you know, I mean, Arama Hau has repaid Des the faith to be put into him, and get his debut on like last Saturday. So yeah, it's a well-deserved debut. I watched his debut video as well, and yeah, you could tell by that video how much it meant to him, and the journey he's had to cross to get to that stage. And it's a well-deserved debut by Arama Hau. Would have been an incredible debut. They beat the Panthers in Penrith, especially making a first grade debut and beating Penrith in Penrith, but wasn't to be, unfortunately. But I'm sure we'll see Arama Hau play a bit more games for the Titans next year, no doubt about that. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and have a good rest of your day.